What's going on, friends? It's your boy Danny Brasco Bets here from Pick Profit, ready to get into some NBA action for you guys on this Monday, February 8th, on the day after the Super Bowl. Getting rid of that Super Bowl hangover and jumping back onto the hardwood. Guys, make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel, dropping sports betting intel for you every single day. And here's a free pick for you. In the Golden State Warriors versus San Antonio Spurs game, taking a look at these teams right now, Warriors 12-11, 12-11 against the spread as well. Spurs 13-10, 13-10 against the spread. Easy enough to figure out. Well, last time these guys met in late January, I believe it was January 20th, the Warriors won to the score of 121-99, so fairly dominant win for the Warriors there. And taking a look at them, they're coming off two back-to-back shootouts against the Dallas Mavs. The first one, they won 147-116, dropped to 147 on them, and then the last game they lost 132-134 in a tight one in which Steph Curry dropped 57 points. He's absolutely cooking right now, and they're putting up big numbers. The Warriors have been without James Wiseman now. Obviously, Kevon Looney's out. Marquise Chris, they don't have a lot of their big guys. So, and even Eric Pascal, who's not really a big guy, more of a small forward, power forward kind of guy, he's been sidelined with a knee injury as well. So they've been playing a very small lineup, and they've been forced to sort of run and gun, and defense hasn't really clamped down without some of those big guys. So they found themselves in a couple shootouts lately, at least the last two against the Mavericks. So, I wonder if they'll look to continue to implement that style. They play at a really fast pace. I believe the second fastest pace in the NBA. So that's really what they're going to have to do, look to drain outside shots, and Curry's going to have to carry the load for them. Meanwhile, and I should say, the total has gone over for them in 6 of the last 9 games. So obviously they're playing in more high-scoring affairs as of late. Meanwhile, taking a look at the San Antonio Spurs, they've got some injuries themselves. They're going to be without LaMarcus Aldridge here. He's got a hip issue, and he's out indefinitely. Going to see what his season becomes of after this issue. And they'll also be without Lonnie Walker, who's a good shooter for them off the bench. So, taking a look at the Spurs' last few games, they're playing more low-scoring affairs. Their defense has been playing pretty well. They beat Houston 111-106. They beat Minnesota 111-108. Similar scores there. And in the previous games that they dropped a pair to the Grizzlies, but before that, beating Boston 110-106. Beating Denver 119-109. So looks like when they succeed, it's really on the back of them holding teams to under 110 points and putting up a big enough number themselves. But, those are, I guess, low-scoring affairs in today's NBA. And, as for the Spurs, taking a look at some rankings, we talked about the Warriors and their offense. They've got the 7th ranked total scoring in the NBA. But the Spurs are actually 17th. So you would think that they score more than might actually appear. They're 20th in field goal percentage, and they're 16th in three-point percentage. They actually attempt very few threes. I believe they're 27th in threes attempted. So not really a perimeter, not just really chucking it from downtown. Meanwhile, that's all the Warriors are doing as of late. So, what am I expecting in this one? Well, I wouldn't say defense is a hallmark of either of these teams, but they both have the ability to play much more measured games and defensive games. The Warriors, while they're 24th in total scoring allowed, they're actually 3rd in field goal percentage against. And the Spurs, 16th in total scoring allowed, but, they actually allow the least free throws in the NBA. So they have good defensive aspects here and there. If we take a look at their records to the over-under, the Spurs are 6-7 to the over-under at home. They'll be at home in this one, so fairly slightly more playing to the over. To the under when they're at home. Warriors are 6-4 to the over-under when they're away, so play to the over a little more when they're on the road. But for this one, I'm taking a look at the total, and right now it's set at 233.5. And I played an under in the Mavs Warriors game recently, and obviously that exploded in my face. I thought maybe it would go a little lower. But in this one, the number's too high for me. I think that both teams know each other well. The Spurs, like I mentioned, they get wins on the back of fairly good defensive play, and the Warriors are bound for some regression, not able to put up 130 every night. So I'm expecting to hear maybe a few less shots fall, and I'm going to play the under 233.5. It's a huge number. Got to play the under. Can't play overs that high. Just can't do it. And that's going to be the free pick of the day. Warriors Spurs under 233.5. Good luck to anyone tailing this bet. Let's go get this bread.